Born free, free as the wind blows.
You know what I think of when I hear that song?
What?
I think of Madagascar.
I don't remember that part
That's
of
how
the
the
movie.
movie opens.
That's how it opens?
Yeah, it opens with that song and the zebras running free. Chris Rock's
Oh,
running
yeah,
free.
because he's imagining what it'd be like to be a free zebra.
Yeah, and then he wakes up and he's looking at a brick wall. It's a really fucked up movie.
It's a really messed up movie, yeah.
It gets pretty sad. Don't we all feel that way, Bean Mafia? Don't you feel that way? By the way, what the fuck is up, bro? What the fuck is up, bro? Good to see you, dog. It's fucking good to see you. Everybody watching right now, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
It's legit. I never say that to him.
You never say that.
It is
We
good to see
never
you.
welcome you guys.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Earth Angel. That's a song that's been in my head.
That song's been in your head
Earth
today?
Angel.
When did this become a
will
singing
you
podcast?
Be mine? Yo, that's why they come. I think
that is why they
I
come.
think they fast forward through the movie.
They're just like, when are they singing?
And then that's why they get excited when they see it's a movie, when they know it's a movie with some songs in there.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, God, I'm so excited because it's a bonus day. It's Saturday. What's up? We gave y'all some motherfucking extra content. You know, we did it for y'all, bro. I feel like they deserved a fun day.
That's what he said to me. He said, hey, the beans deserve a fun day.
And I really meant that shit.
He did.
I really meant that shit,
it.
bro. I said, man, sometimes they just deserve a win.
He said, y'all have been putting in the time, putting in the effort, listening to
They
these
have been.
podcasts.
Our numbers are amazing.
You really have.
You genuinely have. I don't know if you're telling your friends. More people are getting on board, man, and I'm fucking happy. So thank you guys.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, man. It's y'all. It ain't me. But this one is me because I'm doing it for y'all. But it's still for y'all. But we're putting in a little extra time.
It's all for you.
You know. And are there more bonuses coming? Are there more surprises coming? I don't know. Probably. But who knows, right? I might die. Sam.
Wow, okay.
Before I do, though, I think we should pay the bills.
We should definitely pay the bills. We have bills to pay.
And you want to do that before death.
Yes, because you don't want your children to have to pick up your bills.
Bro, I can't die today and then for the rest of your life, you know, our kid has to plug Darren's Instagram to everybody.
I know.
That's not his duty.
That would be what would happen, though.
I know, because that's how it passes down. It passes down like that. You know what I mean?
You die. Whoever sponsors the podcast gets sponsored by our child for the rest of their life.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Darren, our kid, his first words would have to be, do you guys like Instagram?
His first would be at Westland Son.
At Westland Son. _ 56. Like, what? Interesting. But that's who pays the bills. And why are we bringing all this up? Because if you're a new fan because you came for the movie today, I know it's a fun one. And I know. We'll get there. It's a fun one.
Oh,
it's a bonus day. I had to give him something fun. Hold on. Fucking hold that horse steady, my friend. We're doing an ad right now. I want you to pull out your phone, new listener. Go to Instagram real quick. Type in Darren Bates. I'll give you the time.
And he spells it Daren, right?
Bates. Yep.
Yeah, the simple way.
The simple way, the smart way, the good way, the Memphis way.
Yeah, no craziness, no double R's or double N's.
Double R. I wouldn't be friends with him.
No.
I wouldn't be. I don't give a fuck.
Just your
I wouldn't have
standard.
talked to his black ass.
Daren. Bates.
Yep.
Bates like the Bates Motel.
Like Bates Motel. He spells his name like a goddamn American, and that's why we fuck with him.
That is why we fuck with him. Has nothing to do
with anything else. At Westland Son _ 56. That's his Instagram. Beautiful picture of his mom. You'll see that. Yes. So you know, yes, that's him. You're like, is this the guy? Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
All right. You follow him at DBTray5 on Twitter. And then, of course, listen to his podcast, The Raw Room.
Raw Room.
The Raw Room, baby. It gets raw than a motherfucker in that bitch.
They don't use condoms on that show.
They literally don't. I tried to put one on every time I was there. He wouldn't let me.
He's like, hey, no
show.
protection. This is raw.
He said, dude, we do it raw. We do it raw and real, D. So fucking take that wrapper off your penis. Thought it was a show about sports. It's not. It's interesting. Go watch it. You'll find out. Go follow our boy. Go show him some love. Darren Bates. Beautiful skin, beautiful man, beautiful father.
All those things are true.
And he pays the goddamn bills.
Also
so
true.
Go support him. That's all he asked for.
And he's always looks so joyful in his photos. Or
Samantha
angry.
likes that. She likes the joy in his eyes or his abs. I'm not sure, but she likes one of them.
Yeah, both things.
You never know.
He doesn't post enough pictures shirtless. Darren, hey, if you can
He's
do
a father.
Okay.
He has 2 girls.
If you go back on his timeline, there's some like really great workout videos. Check them out.
That man has children, young lady.
Yeah, but he puts it out there for everyone to see.
How would you feel about Mike Lopez posting shirtless pics?
He doesn't. My dad does not post shirtless
I'm
pics.
saying, how would you feel if he started doing it?
I would feel bad for people who looked at them. He's very hairy.
But if your dad looked like Darren, would you like it?
It would make me uncomfortable because I'm like, whoa, Dad, you have such beautiful skin. Like, why didn't I get any of that?
And you look 30.
Yeah, and you look 30. And
Like, whoa, you look good.
you look great.
By the way, that was all an ad. Go follow him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Sam,
Yes.
it's a bonus day.
It is a bonus day.
It's a fucking surprise.
It's always a surprise.
Golly. I hope it's a good surprise.
Me too.
I've had good surprises in my life. I've had bad surprises. COVID was a bad surprise.
Yeah.
One time, a ex of mine, she's no longer my girlfriend because you took that mantle, but a different ex of mine when I was in college, she came and visited me at my school and surprised me. And then she surprised me and told me that she had chlamydia.
That's a bad surprise.
It was not a good surprise.
Did you have chlamydia?
I got tested the next day. I did not. And then I ended up, when I got my results back, I did not have chlamydia.
Did you break up with her before or after you found out you didn't have chlamydia?
Broke up with her that moment. Like
moment?
She told me, I fucking dipped.
What if she was like, I don't know where it came from. I thought I got it from you.
Yeah. I ran away from her. She told me that. I said, what? And she said it again. And I literally jogged back to my dorm room to shower.
Is chlamydia the one that they also call the clap? Or is that a separate one?
People say that one's bad. Like it burns and all that other shit.
Yeah, it sounds
That's
like
why
a bad time.
I was like, oh, fuck. That's one of the big ones. You know what I mean? You know what's so crazy? All this time, I was so mad at her that, A, she went and got a test and had sex with me.
Yeah.
That, unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
Monster. It never occurred to me, and I mean until like maybe like a couple years ago. And this happened when I was 19, going on 20. And it maybe occurred to me when I was 28, 27 one day thinking, I was like, she cheated on me.
No. What?
Dead serious. It didn't occur to me until very recently,
So
more
wait, why were
recent
you-
in my life, that I was
why
like,
were you-
she cheated too. Not only did she, because I was so stuck on the unforgivableness of getting a test, thinking you have something, and then fucking someone before you got your results back.
So it had nothing to do with the fact that you thought she might be cheating, that you broke up with
Never
her.
occurred to me. Sam, and I broke up with her, didn't talk to her again for years. I fucked her because I'm a guy. So I did call her again and fuck her, but I felt good. I remember.
Did you make sure she was clean?
No, but Sam, I came in like 20 seconds and I left. Like what you see in a movie when a guy's an asshole, like and a girl just has literally was like pump, come. All right, put my clothes on. Yo, it's good to see you. Just like that. Felt amazing.
Wow.
I will say this though, felt amazing. And then like 4 days later, I hit her up again trying to, because I'm just an asshole guy. And I tried to fuck again, and I was like, oh, come on, I won't come fast this time, I promise. She was like, no, we're good, we're done. So she did, I guess, get the last word.
She did get the last word. Why did you even come back for that?
I was horny one night.
Also, this is what I don't understand. It's like, did you get tested after that?
No, but I didn't. I was good.
How do you know?
I don't know. I've never been tested since.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't been tested since you were 20?
Yes.
What?
You heard me.
Damn, maybe I need to get tested.
Why would you need to get tested, baby?
I've been with you for 5 years.
Yeah, but whatever you got, you got now.
Yeah, but that way we both know what's
Let's
happening.
just not know.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want to know.
I feel like all the times, because I've had blood work and all these other things done since then, a bunch. And
Yeah, but they're not looking for that.
So wait, they have to look for, but then that means it's gone. That means that the stuff because if I had like herpes or HIV, it would come up.
I don't know if they're looking for herpes or HIV.
But it would come up on my face if I had herpes or HIV. Like it would come up on my face. No, the HIV would.
HIV
But you
wouldn't.
got it. Hey, babe,
Jeez.
you got the vid. The vid backwards. Whatever. How do you spell it?
VIH?
AIDS.
AIDS? Jeez.
But I did remember. I don't know why it was so funny that it occurred to me like while we were dating one night. I don't know if I was laying in bed or if I was sitting on the couch, but this is in LA, and I was like, That bitch cheated on me.
You're
What an asshole.
real dumb.
What do you mean I'm real dumb?
It took you 8 years to figure that out?
Life's a funny game.
Those are lyrics.
Sometimes, it comes back around and makes you think and wonder and shit.
Chlamydia is really not that big of a deal. I think that's it's one of the ones they just give you like a shot of penicillin and
scary.
then you move on. But I am allergic to penicillin, so it would be a big deal to me.
It would be a big deal. That's why hopefully I didn't give it to you.
I might die.
I didn't meet you so much later though. So I gave it to a lot of other people before I met you. So at least
great.
You're good in that way.
At least I'm like the last one to get it.
Yeah, you were the last one to get it. I haven't had sex with anyone else but you in 5 years. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Because you've had sex with plenty of people.
I've had sex with lots of people.
That joke hurts because it's true.
And I got tested, and I did tell you about my test results.
Why? Because they were bad? I hope you would tell me if they were good. That's so funny. A person who's cheating on their spouse but gets test results and is still excited to get like,
hey,
honey,
I don't have any diseases. And they're like, great.
Why'd you get tested? Did you?
For us.
It's like, wow, you do it like every 6 months. It's pretty interesting. 6 months is a lot. That's probably like every.
I think 6 months is what they recommend.
If you're sexually active, what do they recommend? If you're
they recommend 6 months because what's it take like 3 to 4 months for like HIV or something like that to show up on a test? It takes a couple months. It's got an incubation period.
That word.
You like that?
That was a good word, baby. I ain't know that one. I ain't even gonna front to you. I ain't even gonna front with you, Playboy. I ain't know that word.
I think we all learned something.
Are you ready for 4 words that are gonna blow your fucking socks off?
Is it the name of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm totally ready.
Are you ready for that?
Sure.
For why a certain group of listeners are here today because they're fucking weirdly into this, but I can't blame them because I was also raised on this and it's the shit. Sam, can you tell me what happens in the movie you've never seen that I'm about to explain to you shot for shot, detail for detail, line for line, bar for bar? He stole my whole fucking flow. Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy, back up in this thing. I'm ready. Kiss me through the phone.
It's a Drake movie?
No, this is I'm sorry. I got lost in an interview. That's a Breakfast Club interview with Soulja Boy. But that's not what we're talking about. Sam, what happens in the movie you've never seen? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay. That's a good question. Is this the new one that just came out?
I'm not saying.
Are there multiple movies? I saw the 90s show several times. I'm going to guess it's a movie about a group of interracial children.
Ooh.
Everyone has a different race in this movie.
Spicy.
There's a Asian girl, a white girl, a Hispanic guy, a black guy, and a white guy, obviously. Got to have a white guy.
Yeah,
got to represent white.
One. Who's going to lead the group?
Yeah, who's going to lead the group? It's got to be the white guy. He'll be the Blue Ranger, obviously, or is the Black Ranger black and the Blue Ranger's white? Something like that. Okay. It's a bunch of kids. They go to some school probably in like LA because where else are you going to find that diverse of a group of kids? And something happens where they maybe they find the uniforms on some alien planet. I don't know. How did they get their uniforms? Gosh, this movie is already so hard. Okay, they fight.
Wait, what? You described No Country for Old Men for me.
This one's so much harder because I know enough about Power Rangers that it should be easy, but then it's like there's so many holes. Okay, so the kids, they're Power Rangers. There's a ginormous puppet-like alien, big fat thing, like a Jabba the Hutt type character.
Ooh.
He is trying to take over the world, obviously.
Well, that's yeah.
And they have to morph into Power Rangers, and they fight him. And is there a rat that guides them through this process?
That's awesome, Master Splinter.
Yeah, that one. And he's there to teach them how to fight and morph. And in the end, good conquers evil. Interracial friendship conquers puppet alien.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, I love your Power Rangers.
Thank you.
First off, crossover. took the leader of the Ninja Turtles,
Oh,
brought
yeah,
him
that's
over to
right.
your Power Rangers.
You know, it's the same
Fuck
era.
yeah. Go, why not? Yo, go crazy. Yo, the biggest mistake those movies made that Marvel didn't is like, yo, we're crossing over.
I don't know why they didn't. Are they not made by the same people?
Who gives a shit? This is what businesses realize. Come together right now. Over me. I mean, dude, that song had a purpose, and it was about crossing over genres of shows and movies. The 90s should have taught us anything. It's like, or crossover shows. Mm-hmm. We need this character in this show, this character in this show. Just for a second.
Just for a second.
But yeah, I love your mouth. You knew that they were Power Rangers.
Yes.
So I'd say you got 5 to 10% right.
Okay.
And they morph.
And there's aliens.
And there's aliens. There is aliens.
There's no way there's not aliens in this movie.
I'm going to say 25%. Yeah, this is a little sci-fi.
And they do karate.
They do karate.
Okay.
25. I'll give you 25 to 30%.
Was I right about the interracial friendship thing?
Not this. See, this was the one in the 90s.
I felt like that was the most racist interracial one there was.
No, this one is, they're all white other than two
The
people.
Asian girl?
No.
There's no Asian girl?
No.
What?
I like it better because they could have had an Asian girl too, but we'll get to it. You ready to hear the movie? Because I don't like Asians. Are you ready to hear the movie?
No, I'm really disappointed. All I wanted was an Asian girl.
Ching chang. Huh?
You haven't given me any movies with any Asian girls in them.
Have we not done Crazy Rich Asians?
I don't think you've even seen that movie.
You haven't seen it either?
No. We could.
We could. Maybe one of us will watch it. Let us know if we should do Crazy Rich Asians. They have the say.
I thought that was about an Asian guy.
What?
Crazy Rich Asians.
You're thinking Parasite. Well, that's a movie.
You mean like Crazy Poor Asians?
Now, that's also a good fucking movie. Do that. Do a television show called Crazy Poor Asians. So people be like, oh, this is a fucking fantasy.
I mean, in Parasite, that...
No, there's some poor Asians, because who's running these motherfucking Chinese restaurants?
Yeah.
Must be some broke-ass Asians, nigga.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
We see space.
Ooh, the final frontier.
Centuries ago, a legendary interdimensional known as Zordon came to the city of Angel Grove. I like that the city is Angel Grove. To establish a command center for his never-ending struggle against evil. With the aid of his trusted assistant Alpha 5, the noble master sought out 6 extraordinary teenagers and gave them the power to transform into superhuman fighting forces. In time of great need, the young heroes could use their powers to call upon a colossal assault vehicle known as Zords.
I got to stop you right there.
Go ahead.
So they sought out 6
teenagers.
Yep. Extraordinary teenagers. So why couldn't they just get extraordinary people? Why do they have to be teenagers?
Teenagers are still pure.
It feels like this is a little bit like this would be a pedophile problem nowadays.
Well, I will say this. Is this guy doing the intro a pedophile? We don't know. Let's see.
Okay. All right. We'll find out.
The identity of the 6 remain a guarded secret. Today, that tradition continues. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The movie. That's also the title.
Cool.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Just in case you got confused if you were in the theater.
Well, you might think it was a TV show.
Yeah, you didn't want to be in the theater going, wait, where am I?
Wait,
am I on my couch?
This is only half an hour?
Do I have school? Oh, this is the movie. Okay. We see a plane in the sky. We see the whole crew on this little place, like a little plane you would skydive out of. Mm-hmm. All right? And then Bane's plane comes over it, and he's like, hello, Power Rangers. It's like, yo!
Bane's in this movie?
This movie starts like that?
Yo! Turn up!
For you. We see a plane in the sky, right? And these 2 guys you see that they coming on them first, and they're acting tough like they're going to jump. Right, and they look, it's like Skull and Bully, like whatever the names are, and they got like leather on, but they're scared to jump.
Oh, the bullies that are always in the show.
Yes,
I remember them.
Those exactly.
They look nothing like bullies. They just have leather jackets.
They just have leather jackets. Also, they're not bullies. They're kind of nerds. Really,
they're kind of nerds.
They're clearly nerds,
and they're really stupid.
Yes,
I remember them.
And then they're like, "All right, back up, boy." The lead guys like, "Back up, boys." And then you see the first Power Ranger. I like that they show her first. Aisha, the Black Ranger.
What color?
Yellow.
Interesting.
I knew you were gonna like the colors.
Okay.
Aisha's the Black Ranger. They're like, you're on. She jumps, right? And then the Black Ranger jumps. Asian guy.
Whoa, so there is an Asian guy, but not an Asian girl.
Never.
Leaving.
Not on my Power Rangers.
Damn.
He's like, on your tail, he jumps. Then Red jumps. Bonsai! He hits him with the bonsai. He's a white guy, though. Okay. Yellow.
Why is he saying bonsai?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good point. Blue jumps. Another white guy. White jumps. Surfs up. Another white guy.
Oh, yeah.
Pink jumps. Catch you on the flip side.
White girl.
White girl.
Yeah.
So that's how diverse it was.
Whoa.
I could tell you were thinking more.
I was thinking it was more because I always remember Power Rangers in this way, like, oh, wasn't it really racist in that they made everyone's ethnic color match their suit? But now I'm realizing it was just racist in that it was all white people doing karate. So.
White people are allowed to do karate.
No, they're not.
Samantha.
No, they're not.
You have been on too much Cobra Kai. You've lost your mind. Oh my God. Also, I love this movie as a kid. I must say.
Of course you did.
This movie it was a great movie. It was so cool. So they're doing all these tricks in this guy and the White Ranger, who's the best Ranger, obviously.
Why?
He's the fucking dope. He's the leader and he's the cool one.
I always felt like the Black Ranger was the leader.
I think on the show is it, but in this movie, this is because I never watched the show.
Okay.
I watched the show a little bit, but I watched this movie a million times. I love the movie.
But the show was on all the time.
I like the movie. I would put the movie back on.
Okay. You'd be like, fuck this show.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not kidding. I would be like, fuck that show. I'm watching the movie.
Okay.
And the White Ranger was the leader in the movie.
All right.
He's also the guy with the long hair and like the cool guy.
The surfer guy?
Yeah. LA, baby.
I said LA.
You said that. So like he has like a snowboard. Like everybody else regular skydiving, he has like a snowboard. So he's doing tricks like that.
What's he going to do with the snowboard when he lands?
No, dude. So at one point, like they lock up and they break and they release their chutes. And then there's a big like landing target on the ground and like a huge crowd there. All right. And a festival's going on and people cheer as they land and they all land one by one. And the white dude lands like the Tommy guy, the White Ranger, he lands last on the bullseye with his fucking snowboard. I mean, what a badass.
That's pretty cool.
You know?
I feel like you'd break your legs doing that.
In real life? Oh, in real life, that guy has no legs.
Yeah.
He has no more legs. His legs are done.
Smashed.
Literally ripped to pieces. Ripped to pieces, dude. So during the festival, they announced the reason that there's this big festival going on is there's a comet passing over in 2 days.
Of course, there's a comet passing.
Of
course. What is this alien going to draw its power from the comet?
We'll see.
That's how it always is.
Okay. Cut 2. We see the crew now. Sam, you'd love this scene. Full rollerblade gear. So 90s.
I love it.
And they blade all around LA to rollerblade. And the music's like, we're rollerblading teenagers, just doing our thing and having fun. Look at us go. Look at us go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. And they're just like gliding, yeah. And they're like doing like all the tricks and shit. It was literally, I was like, wow, this was for Samantha.
I love rollerblading. You remember that Disney Channel movie where they were rollerblading?
Which one?
There was one where it was like...
I remember ATL. Have you seen that? With T.I.? It's a movie about rollerblading. You would remember immediately.
Maybe it must have been that one. It had that like white guy that was in all the Disney Channel movies.
No, I'm talking about ATL. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Fuck yeah. Black people, we got it coming. I'm sorry. Keep going.
All right. I had nothing else to say.
No, what were you saying? Because the movie, I don't know the movie. I'm trying
I
to
just
think.
like it when people rollerblade in movies.
I know, but I can't think of the movie you're talking about.
I feel like it was like a sequel to like Johnny Tsunami or something like that.
Ooh, I remember that name.
Remember that one?
Oh, Johnny Tsunami? Hell yeah, dude. Fucking, they're blading their ass off. They take a shortcut through this construction site, right? When they cut through, you see them go through, the camera like pans and stays on the construction guys, and they find something at the site. And it's like a huge sewer looking thing with almost like a Medusa face on it. And they're all like, what the fuck? Get the crane, boys. Immediately. Let's open it.
Oh, this is the construction people, not the Power Rangers.
So the Power Rangers go through the construction site and like blade through, and the camera backs off them and kind of focuses on the construction guys. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. There's a shift in the focus.
There's a shift in the focus. And you could tell they were also like, yo, we don't have a lot of shots. $15 million budget. But you could tell they were like, made like $60 million. It did, and then I'm sure VHS sales probably made like $400 million just with that. But, very bad graphics and everything. So you could tell they were like, all right, we got to make every shot count.
Yeah.
Hour and 20-something minutes, though.
Clean.
I mean, that's a better movie than most. So, better than La La Land, I'll say that. This movie is better than fucking La La Land.
That's not saying much.
That is not saying much. So they get the crane on it. They open it up. And when they open the sewer up, a motherfucking metal hand comes out the ground holding a purple egg like this. Like imagine like this is a purple egg.
Like you carry a football.
Yeah, but it's huge. I mean, it's huge. It's the size of like a statue, like a huge statue like that. You know that bull statue outside of New York City that people use in movies? Like the size of that.
Okay.
So it's big, you know?
Okay.
So I don't know why I used that, but that's what the first thing that came to my mind was. That's
a very famous statue.
And it's big. I noticed how big it is. It's like huge. When people take a picture of it, it's like, oh, it's way, you know.
Yeah, it's like massive. Isn't it on like Wall Street or something?
I think so. Bulls and what's it called? Bulls and Bears? Is that it?
There's no bears in it.
No, I'm saying, but the Wall Street thing, is it like bulls and
That's not something I would know. Bulls and butts make sense.
You know what? Bulls and butts. That's what makes the most sense.
Bulls and boobs.
Bulls and boobs makes even more sense. So a guy touches it and shocks the hell out of him, sends him flying, right? Mm-hmm. Back to our crew, they're blading, they get a call. All right, they're like, let's go somewhere so they can take the call. They're like, yo, what's up, Ralph? Alpha, Tommy here. Rangers, Zordon needs you. It's urgent. That's how they hear that, right? They hit a button. They turn into beams of light, like into their color, and they fly to the command center. Oh, wow. Pretty badass.
Yeah.
The Rangers are dope. Their command center is like Chuck E. Cheese.
It's like Putt Patrol, kind of.
Yeah, or Celebration Station, whatever it was in your city. You know, like a putt, like you know what I mean, like where you go inside and it's got all the light. Well, they had one in L.A. We go to it, the joint at Sherman Oaks.
Oh, like the arcade kind of place.
Yeah, like that's what it looks like.
Chuck E. Cheese.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Party on pizza.
But it's their command center. All right, and then they have Zordon. You know, Zordon is the huge face, their boss.
It's like the woman in the mirror kind of guy.
Like the woman in the mirror.
The mirror on the wall.
Yes, that's their boss, right? This huge fucking face. And this nigga kind of looks like, you ever seen the original Star Wars, the original Darth Vader? And it's, you know, the old school one. And he takes his helmet off and he's like a white dude.
Oh, yeah, and he's like disgusting.
It looks like him.
Okay.
Just so you see his face. So he lets them know there's a monster coming. Ivan Ooze. And a group of warriors like yourself defeated him a time ago and put him in his capsule. But now his capsule's back. They just opened it at this construction site. Be careful, Rangers. You're dealing with an evil like no other. Okay? At the site, we see it's nighttime now. We see a group of, there's no news by this, by the way. Like, it's like the construction guys. So this is what would have had to happen. The construction guys would have had to pull off this crane, see the metal thing come up, freak out because it shocked one of their homeboys.
Yeah.
And everyone leaves.
You're like, oh, well, that's the bell. Time to go home.
I got to go home to my wife. I got to come back here and do more construction tomorrow.
That makes sense.
That makes sense? That makes sense. Sometimes you just don't want to add more shit to your day. You know, sometimes we'll be walking on our walks and we'll be like, man, I hope we don't see a dead body.
That would be the worst.
Yeah, I don't not want to help. It's just, man,
I don't want to help.
I got a whole day. I can't have my whole day and now my week and my month and I got to come back to Maine to be in the court case.
And also, you're talking about like, okay, like if helping meant I was just calling 911, that'd be one thing. But now I got to wait for them to show up.
I got to wait, nigga. It's cold.
It's cold. And now I got to answer questions.
And now my whole food schedule's changed because I planned on eating after my walk.
Exactly.
Now I'm not even hungry. I saw a dead body and I'm not eating for way later. And now it's like, well, I'm only getting one meal today because I'm not eating lunch.
We got to take you down to the station so we have more questions. And it's like, I literally know nothing. This person was dead when I got here.
That's it. And I get them being like, yeah, but we really got to make sure because one time we didn't, and that was the guy.
That was the guy.
And then you're like, oh, I get it. It's like the rules that
I get it.
That's why there's rules. It's because somebody fucked up. I get all right. So at the site, we see a group of other bad guys who are against the Rangers talking shit, right? And they're bickering amongst themselves. And these are like the other villains of the Power Rangers. It's like this one ape-looking gorilla thing, but he's got like gold on, and this woman who looks like a witch. And then
they're wearing like big plastic suits.
Yeah, and then like a nigga that's got his brain out, but he's like buff as hell.
I think I remember that guy.
Yeah, you would. You know, his name's like Zord or some shit. You know, but like it's a bunch of them. And the guy says, finally, after 2,000 years of searching, he's in our grasp. Let's crack this egg. He does it. It opens up. The egg opens, and it's just purple ooze inside. And they're like, oh, man, what a fucking... Hey, by the way, have you seen the Ninja Turtle movies? Like the original ones from the 90s?
Yes, I did because you guys did it as a tabled, didn't you?
No. They did do it as a tabled way back
We
when.
wso go see that. So yes, I've seen it kind of.
You know
it's
which one
sort
you
of in
saw?
the same way. There was a woman in a yellow dress.
I think you saw the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I got to ask Daddy. He'll know.
He'll know. But
That Daddy locked
that I did see. I saw it almost in the same fashion as we're doing this, in that I didn't see it.
But you saw it.
But I saw it.
That's facts. But you didn't see one of them. There's two. So I wonder which one you had, and then I'll do the other.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because I love those movies. Anyway, just because there's Ooze in this and there's Ooze in one. It's weird how they were stuck on Ooze back then.
Oh, yeah, because as soon as you said Ooze, I thought about, like, in Fern Gully when he's trapped inside of a tree.
I've never seen Fern Gully. Isn't that crazy?
How you not seen Fern Gully?
I've never
How
seen
you be
Fern
from
Gully,
the
yo.
90s and not see Fern
I'm a
Gully?
90s baby. I ain't never seen it.
What? That's like our
That's
movie.
in Toy Story, huh?
What?
Well, clearly not because it's Toy Story. But I've never seen Fern Gully.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
The Bean Mafia.
The beans will tell us the
Trust
story.
me, they remind me. So they open it up. It's this purple ooze, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And the woman's like, "You spent all this time looking for snot." Like that's how she does. Like she almost sounds like like Fran Drescher a little bit. Like that's her idea of like an evil person.
Or the girl that dated Chandler.
Her. That's what they sound like.
Chandler.
Oh god. And they're like, oh, and then they're like, your patience and then right out of the ooze, you see this bad guy comes up, and they're like, oh, Ivan Ooze, and he looks like exactly, and I mean exactly, like, remember X-Men Apocalypse, the big purple monster?
Which one's X-Men Apocalypse?
The bad one. It sucked. It was the last one we saw.
Oh, out of the new ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a big purple monster.
Oh yeah, and they brought the Game of Thrones chick. They were trying to push her.
Her, yes,
and that didn't go well.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
But he looks just like this nigga, which is crazy. Like that's definitely where they got him from.
Okay. So
this nigga, the way he talks, I didn't notice this till today. It was damn near fire. Because he doesn't talk like, like a bad guy, right? This nigga was like, ladies and gentlemen, the ooze is back. And I was like, how did I not notice the swag on this nigga? The whole movie I was in, and I was like, oh, this is why I like this movie so much.
Because of the bad guy.
It was because of the bad guy, right? And then the woman's like, oh, he's so handsome. And then he's like, the other guy's like, I'm Lord Zed, enemy of all good and decent. And it's like, yo, what a crazy thing to be enemy of all good and decent.
Yeah, what a tagline.
Yo, so even stuff that's like, I wouldn't classify it as good. It's like decent stuff. I hate that too.
I hate that.
But
grilled cheese, hate it.
But hold up, but I can't differentiate between, like, I can watch a movie and be like, oh, this is good. I hate both of them, but yeah, that one's good. So it's like, wait a minute, do you hate it? Because you can differentiate between good and decent. So you know what good is.
I think for him, it's more about, like, it's a spectrum. So decent is in the middle and good is here. So anything past decent. He should really say anything decent or better, enemy of it.
Yeah, that's what you should say. I don't like anything.
No, he likes bad stuff.
I only like bad stuff.
That would make more sense.
So, the Ivan goes, well, how can I repay you? And the dude's like, do you recall Zordon? And Ivan goes, Zordon! Like he screams like a bad guy, right? And he's like, I want you to destroy Zordon. And he's like, I will not only destroy him, I will obliterate his legacy. And then the woman's like, ooh, finally a real man. And the guy's like, shut up, bitch. And he kind of elbows her. And they're like, we're going to leave you then. They leave him. And then Ivan goes, what's that stench? It smells like teenagers. Oh, it's like, oh, this dude is a pedophile.
Yeah.
Teenagers? Gang shows up at the construction site. Anyone see anything? They're looking around. They find the egg. They're like, what the hell? This shit reeks. Right then a security guard grabs and goes, hey, what are you guys doing up here? They're like, oh, sorry. You scared us. Sir, have you seen a morphological being? And the guy's like, a morphological being. Well, did it look like this? And he transforms into the ooze.
Whoa!
Pretty cool powers.
That is cool.
He's Mystique.
He's basically Mystique.
And so they're like, oh my God. And then he goes, hello, I'm Ivan Ooze. And they're like, well, pack your bags, Mr. Ooze. You're going back where you came from.
Are they morphed or are they just looking like regular kids?
They're wearing
their street clothes?
Street clothes.
Why would they come in their street clothes? They know that they're about to confront this evil thing.
They can't just morph all the time.
Yes, they can. That's literally in their name. They're Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
They are, and I agree with you. But they make it seem like, at least in this movie, that they have a limited time of morphing. Like they can't just morph. Because I agree, I would already have morphed.
I mean, in the show, they morph every episode.
No, they morph. I'm just saying. They hold on to the morphing. I guess in the movie they were like, we got to hold our nut. Here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We can't just blow it.
And I guess they're not doing like the big Power Ranger robot thing in this movie. Probably. Maybe they are. That's always exciting.
And so they're talking to him. They're like, hey, we're the Power Rangers. And he goes, bro, this nigga, he goes, wow, where's my autograph book?
Whoa, this guy's great.
Who is this villain?
I love this guy. But all the Power Ranger in the show, all of the bad guys always were like talking shit. Sassy.
No villain was like Thanos, where it's like, no, I came here for a fucking purpose. I'm not trying to crack jokes.
Yeah.
That's a scary villain. He's like, yo, I ain't trying to be funny. This ain't a game.
And all these, they all look like, all the bad guys in Power Rangers feel like they should like own a boa somewhere. Like a big feather boa that they go home and they wrap around their necks.
Yeah. You know what? That's why in the Marvel universe, I never, ever, the whole time I've been in the Marvel, since it came out, like Iron Man and all that shit, I've never been scared of Loki. I've never thought he was a good villain. I love his character. Yeah. I love him as a character. He is the worst villain though. He's not scary. He's
scary.
Trying to be funny all the time. He's trying to be witty all the time. Sassy.
Well, I think that's part of the allure of Loki is that he is not necessarily bad. He's
Thor.
He's a trickster.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what's most important. People want to go Loki equals bad guy. But I don't think there's ever a point where we're like, Thor thinks he's even like all out bad. I think it's just like, oh, that's my annoying brother. He thinks he's funny.
Mm-hmm. They both have the same sense of humor for sure.
Oh yeah,
like they do a good job selling that. But that nigga's never been a bad guy to me. Whereas like Killmonger, that's a bad fucking guy. Mm-hmm. He was never cracking jokes other than when he said, "Hey, auntie," and it was like, "All right, bro, relax."
Like, yeah, stop. Who do you think you are?
What? Hey, Michael. I'm not even gonna say B. Michael.
Michael for sure ad-libbed that because he's this will be funny.
And then they saw it, and you know what? I get the director being like, "God damn it, that's so good. I gotta
keep it.
It's so him. I have to keep it.
I have to keep it. I have to
because the theater's gonna go." No, I remember the reaction. It was like,
he didn't.
It was like a big like laugh / like, oh.
Well, also we just found out like he had just kissed that girl in like 2 scenes earlier and then killed her in the same scene.
Oh, it was amazing.
So we're like, who the fuck is this guy?
It was like, oh, this is a real villain. This isn't like this is a villain. Mm-hmm. God, and he had. But anyway, yeah, you can't put that in a kid show. I understand.
No, you can't. This is for. Well, I was probably like 5 when this came out.
We both were 1995.
Oh, yep, exactly.
So, the Ooze goes, Zordon, still using kids, huh? Well, meet my kids. And he spits on the ground. And a bunch of ugly ass purple looking. Remember the Predator? The movie The Predator? Like they look, or you know what I'm talking about? What he looks like, right? He got the dreads.
Like an alien kind of.
Looks like an alien with dreads.
Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, but so you remember, he looks like a black. He looks like a running back, almost like a defensive back.
Yes.
He looks like a defensive.
He looked exactly
Predator
that
looks like
way.
a defensive back. That's what he looks like. Stephen Gilmore.
So it's a bunch of defensive backs.
Yeah, it's a bunch of defensive backs.
That's
Imagine
horrifying.
A bunch of them. Yeah, it is. That is actually kind of scary, and they're purple. They're all purple.
Oh my god.
The Vikings.
What?
So, he's like, welcome to my nightmare. Bye-bye, kiddies. And he flies off, right? So they all do their cool jumps and they spread out. Mm-hmm. And action music starts. And babe, I can't make this up. The music is literally action boy now. Action girl now. Those are the lyrics. It's
and like, they just keep repeating that?
Action music.
Nice. Also, this movie must not have cost them much because didn't they...
$15 million.
Well, didn't they... Isn't Power Rangers like a show that existed in like Japan or somewhere else, and then
for sure
we made
it American.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't even have to write it.
We do that a lot.
We do that. We
be culturally appropriate and shit.
No, they're trying to spread the art to everyone.
Hey, we make things better. Look at The Office. Look what we did. That'd be my example to anybody being like, hey, that's our thing. I'd be like, look at The Office.
Also, he sold that to the Americans, so he did that to himself, Ricky.
Well, he knew what was up. He knew what was up. He had to know. Because you read those first couple scripts. And I'm talking about before. Let's take Michael Scott out of it because he's obviously the show and Steve Carell. Just the scripts Fire.
Oh yeah.
Writing on that show is
It's
fucking
perfect.
believable.
It's perfect.
The American version too. So it's like you got to get it is what it. Good,
well, the first
good
season of both shows is pretty much the same, and like they're both amazing.
But the second season of The Office and the third season and the fourth, like I mean,
Yo,
some of the best.
yeah.
I mean, the best TV writing I've ever seen. I consider it the best show. I know you do as well.
It's one of my favorite all-time shows.
Would you say it's the best show of all time?
Yeah, I think I would.
I would say The Office is the best show of all time.
I think it might be the best show of all time.
Only problem is those last two seasons. I know, that's the only... But you know what? It's the same reason I can't say Game of Thrones is it.
But then you have to say, is it the best show of all time, or is Steve Carell the best comedic actor of all time?
No, because it's not just Steve Carell. When even Steve Carell's on the show with, let's say, Aaron, I love them together. Like
they're great together.
It's team. It's a team thing on that show. Because she brings out a better Steve Carell.
She does, of course. But, I mean...
Or so they all do. They all do.
And he brings out a lot in all of them.
He brings out the best in all of them.
But
Dwight, I mean, there are some, I mean, come on.
There's some hard hitters. But, I mean, we can't act like those last two seasons didn't happen.
They did. It's like Game of Thrones. It happened. It ended the way it ended, and you have to deal with that. But I will say this. The Office finale is way better than the Game of Thrones finale.
Oh, 100%. And the last two seasons are not bad. It's just once you've had those
Michael Scott
seasons, it's like, how could you ever go back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the last two seasons of The Office are, like, just as good as any other great sitcom. Like Everybody Loves Raymond or Friends or Cheers. Like, it's just as good as all of those. But the seasons with Michael Scott.
Seasons 1 through 7? And even the end of season 7 when he's gone with Will Ferrell and everybody, still fire.
Still fire.
Will Ferrell at the end of season 7, I was not mad at all.
I was not mad.
Because every time I go back and watch those, I'm like, damn, these episodes
He is
hit.
really funny.
These episodes
and I like
hit.
the ones with, what's his face, California.
They're okay.
I think he's really funny in that setting.
He is good. Robert California is good. I ain't going for it. Robert California is good. But damn, the best duo, I mean, honestly, it was Idris Elba when he was there.
When he was hanging out with Michael Scott?
Because it was pure awkward hateness. Charles.
What was his last name? It was Charles something. Or something Charles.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure this out in the last episode, too.
His last name was Charles and Obsessed.
His last name was Charles and Obsessed.
Charles.
Great show. Yeah, so this isn't that.
No. So they do a bunch of cool jumps. We see them kicking ass in their regular street clothes. And then, I didn't notice this, but every time they kick a bad guy, they land and like make a fart noise. So every time the bad guy got kicked, it was like,
no.
Dead serious. Straight up fart. Just like that. Every time.
What?
They had to remind you that, like, yo, the guys, nobody's getting, come on, there's farts.
Okay. Oh, it's not that bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's silly.
So, also they're mainly doing backflips. The majority of the movie is not fighting; it's backflips. I didn't notice that either. And they're like, "Oh man, they have us." They eventually all the Predator guys corner them, and they're like, "Guys, it's Morphin time." Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl is who was a pterodactyl? I forgot which one was a pterodactyl. And then Triceratops, and then Tyrannosaurus, and then Mastodon, and then saber-tooth tiger, and then white tiger.
Which is the White Ranger.
Come on, the leader. The White Ranger, this nigga, his suit is killing it because his suit has like the shoulder pads on it.
Ooh,
Fire.
does it got like the gold edging?
Yep, yeah.
Of course it does.
Fire, dog. That shit was. I always wanted to be the White Ranger for Christmas.
That would look really good on your with your complexion.
With my head.
With your bald head, you'd look so good. I'll make you a White Ranger costume.
You should. That actually be a fire costume. Would you be one of the Rangers?
No, I would be.
Be Zordon. Be the big ugly face.
In the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty. Like people are like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Zordon.
I'm Zordon, obviously.
You're like, oh, do you like Power Rangers?
No.
So they morph, right? Go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the bad guys are gone.
Did they run away or they killed them?
They're gone. They're just gone. They're like, so they look around. They're gone.
Oh.
Because they were busy morphing.
That's the problem with morphing.
You can't see what's going on.
Yeah, you get too lost in the morph.
Back at the lab with Zordon, we see purple ooze coming through the door. Ivan pops out. Ooh, fancy schmancy. First thing he says, what a villain. The droid, Alpha, this little like R2-D2 guy comes up and he's like, ah! And then the ooze just touches him. He like touches him and he fucking like electrocutes and falls. And then he goes, you haven't, and then Zordon's like, you haven't changed, Ooze. Always picking on the smaller person. And then Ooze goes off on Gordon. You locked me in a fucking egg for like 2,000 years. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think I'd be mad too.
He's literally like, fuck you, man. I'm not even going to play this. I'm not going to not cuss.
Yeah. I don't care if this is a kid's movie.
I know this is a kid's movie, but dude, that was not fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, you won't. And then they're like, you won't get away with this, Ooze. And he's like, you robbed me of my prime. But now it's time to pay the piper. And he pulls out a flute. And he starts playing, and electricity comes out of the flute and destroys everything.
Wow. I think this is a pedophilia movie. Pay the Piper? That's a very pedophilic kind of
because he was a pedophile, concept. Right?
The Pied Piper? Yeah. He let all the children
out. Oh, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Pied Piper of R&B, right?
Of R&B, yeah. That's who I was talking about.
Step in the name of love. Clap in the name of love. I want you to step the whole night through. I'm gonna step in the name of love. I'm gonna
step in the name of love.
Step in the name of love. And I know there's somebody's birthday tonight somewhere. I know, and I know we're gonna celebrate. Yo, that nigga went off.
He always does.
He was the Pied Piper of R&B. Anyway. I get it.
Did they call him that before? They knew that.
Yeah, that was literally his nickname. What are the odds, dude? This guy. That fucking guy.
That
fucking guy. He believed he could fly.
Sometimes I'm just glad I got to be around for that one.
Oh, I am glad. I'm glad I got to be around for all Ignition remix, all of his music. Same girl. I mean, dude, we're talking about hits on hits on hits. And I'm so glad I got to enjoy it when it was allowed to be enjoyed.
Yeah, because I feel like the Michael Jackson situation, it was sort of like, we already knew all of his songs, and at the same time, you know, his court case was happening. Whereas with R. Kelly in our lifetime, we got to just enjoy him for being R. Kelly. We thought maybe for a second he was peeing on bitches. And then we were like, you know what, maybe not.
He just raped a 13-year-old girl on video.
He just raped a 13-year-old girl on
video.
You know That's not a big deal.
He got all away with it.
Yeah.
But it was on camera.
And
but what did the court say?
Well,
they said it was fine.
They said it was fine. He put out that did you get my call? Did you get my love letter?
Oh, that's a classic.
I love that song. He put that album out afterwards.
And a bunch, and then some other music. On hits. And
we got to enjoy all that before, you know, we got to see this awesome documentary about how he was actually an abusive man.
Awesome documentary. That's one way to put it.
I mean, I watched all of it, and
it was great. I
was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, dude. Me and Samantha also survived R. Kelly. We survived that goddamn documentary. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. My God, that nigga was terrible. But man, he could put out some hits.
Yeah, he could.
He fucking could. But anyway, yeah, that's the Pied Piper of Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze is R. Kelly. Okay.
Is R. Kelly. Exactly.
That's why he's so sassy.
Mm-hmm. That is why he's so fucking sassy.
He's like, I am the king of R&B.
Ivan Ooze. Ooh. So the Rangers, Zordon yells in pains. You see the Rangers walking through the construction site looking for the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And they're like, man, we can't see. And then the Aisha girl's like, activate power beam. And it's literally just headlights come out on her fucking helmet.
Cool.
Right? And they keep looking, and then they go, fuck. And you see him finally come up. Here they come. Power up, guys. And the girl's like, you make me sick. And she kicks the shit out of one. The Kimberly girl, the White Ranger kicks ass. This nigga can basically fly. At one point, he spins around and like flies up to the third floor.
Nice.
It's like, damn. He kicks one and explodes. Aisha kicks one and it explodes. They use all these gadgets, and all their gadgets look like, you know, like something you'd win out of like a 25-cent little gumball machine. That's what all their gadgets look like. And they're doing backflips and just backflips and kicking ass with lots of backflips. And then the White Ranger throws his sword, and it does some Thor's hammer shit and like corners all the bad guys and gets them to line up in a circle. Ooh. Then goes up and like cuts a rope and like it kills all of them, and then it flies back and like he catches it.
So it never actually pierces anyone with the sword itself.
No, it does some straight up like it flies around and then makes its own like conscious decisions of like how to defeat these people.
Wow, I love the sword. It's like, I don't want to kill, but I want other objects to kill.
But hey, you're not gonna get me out there to do your dirty work, but yeah. I will find some other people to also get the dirty work done. So right then, as they kill all the guys, all the Rangers lose power. They go back to their regular clothes.
Because of Zordon.
They're like, Alpha, come in. Alpha, something's wrong. Let's get back, guys. They get back to the lab. It's completely destroyed.
Wait, how did they get back to the lab if Zordon's down? They can just do their light
No, they had to run back on foot and take a taxi.
Oh, so there's like a physical lab somewhere. This isn't like in space.
No, this is not in space.
Oh, okay.
This is like somewhere in
Angel Grove
in LA, probably Koreatown.
Okay.
So think Koreatown. So we're talking about like maybe 30 minutes.
Okay.
Traffic in LA at this time, probably 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless they're taking the metro.
And it'll take you 30 minutes.
So yeah, about 30 minutes. So they run back in the lab. Oh no! They run up on Zordon. He's laying on this like glass table, and this nigga looks like a cancer patient, like completely bald, no hair on his face, no eyebrow, and he's just like.
So this is the same guy that was in the mirror.
Yeah, this is him.
But now he's out of the
mirror.
mirror.
But he has a physical body apparently.
Yo, okay.
I thought he was just a hologram, but no, this nigga is like living a person.
So he's like the Wiz.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's exactly who he is. Rangers. Thank goodness you're safe. They're like, Zordon, we have to get you back inside. Mm-hmm. It's like, it can't happen. All power is destroyed. The Power Rangers are no more. Ivan Ooze has won. Zordon, you can't leave us. You're like a father to us. They all start crying. You must be strong. And then he passes out. They're like, no. And then Alpha's like, Rangers. And they're like, Alpha. And they all run up to Alpha. And he's like, there may be a power source to save Zordon. It's on a distant planet, but all who have tried to get it have perished. And they're like, oh, well, we have to try, Alpha. And Alpha's like, well, I only have enough power to get you there, not back, which means you'll have to get the power.
Jeez.
Do or die, bro.
Yo, these kids are just going to risk their lives? I would just send one of them.
What are the others going to do?
Well, if they could die, the other one should go home and talk to their parents.
I think they all should talk to their parents.
Y'all should really talk more to their parents.
No one talks about that with the Power Rangers enough.
Although it is in LA, and so that makes sense.
They're Hollywood kids.
Yeah, it's like, oh, your parents are busy trying to be superstars, or they take care of superstars.
Or they take care of superstars. Yo, you're either in LA, you either get busy trying to be a superstar, or get busy taking care of people who are superstars.
And fuck your kids.
And fuck kids. Fuck your kids. Oh, no, fuck your kids.
Fuck kids or fuck.
Well,
fuck your kids, fuck other people's kids.
Yeah, it's LA, baby. You can do whatever you want.
That's true.
Come on, baby, ride. Come on, ride the train. And ride it a little kid. That's what that little toot is. A little kid.
That's a little kid going woot woot.
Woot woot. Come on, ride that train. Hey, you know though, you were listening to the song, bitch. Don't put it on the song.
No.
Yeah, you're a bad person. So, they fly off to save them. We see their colors fly off into space. The bad guys are at their lair and arguing because they see the colors fly off into space, and they're like, God damn it. And then Ooze comes back in and is like, honey, I'm home. And it's like, yo, who is this purple monster?
I love this guy.
With this sassafras attitude. The Rangers are going after the big power, you big purple idiot. And then right then he throws Ooze on the girl's mouth, and she's like how Spider-Man would, you know? And then he's like, I think you guys need a new leader. And I choose me. He's Squidward. And then the guy's like, no one double crosses me. And the big brain buff guy like shoots his power at Zordon. And Zordon's like, ooh, it tickles.
I thought Zordon was the good guy.
Not Zordon, I'm sorry, Ivan.
He
shoots his power at Ivan Ooze. And he's like, it tickles. And then he's like, now my turn. And he snaps. And both them niggas, bro, the witch lady and the big buff brain nigga are now in a snow globe.
Oh, cool.
That is not. This guy's powerful.
He's pretty powerful.
And so he looks at the other two bad guys, like the flying monkey guy and the big pig, and he's like, who do you worship? And they're like, Ivan now, right? And so they're like, what do we do about the Power Rangers, oh hideous one? And he's like, And then he spits on the ground again, and the ooze gets bigger and bigger, and these motherfucking things turn into, I can only compare them to the apes in The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, like flying monkeys?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But they're like crows though.
Oh, Jesus.
They look more like, you remember in the Wiz, the ones on the motorcycles that are supposed to be the crows?
Oh yeah.
They look like them but with wings.
Oh.
I know it's really hideous, right?
Wow, okay.
So he's like, find the Rangers and tear them apart. They fly off, right? The Rangers get to the other planet. It's clearly just the beach in California. But it's like you say, it's like rocks and water and shit. And they see bones of like a monster all over the ground. They're like, oh shit, come on guys, we have a job to do. And then the camera pans back and you see someone in a robe watching from above.
Ooh.
Okay.
What kind of robe?
Like a green robe.
A green robe.
With a staff.
Like a Jedi?
Looks like, yes, like a Jedi.
Okay.
So Ivan says he needs help running the world. Can't do it alone.
It's a big job.
So he's going to use all the parents from Angel Grove. He's going to turn them into zombies, and they're going to dig up his monsters for him so he can run the world again. And they're like, how are you going to do that, boss? And he's like, ooh, a little of Ivan's ooze, playboy. And he uses his power to, like, turn on this factory that they're in. And it starts pumping out this ooze, right? Uh-huh. So as we see our Power Ranger crew, they're walking down the beach. The birds fly. They're like, get down, let's move. And they do a bunch of backflips, and they're like, they're everywhere, and they're fighting them. And then one of the birds grabs Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, and starts flying off with her. And then the gang, they're like, they're too strong, and they can't save her. And then out of nowhere, the
Jedi guy?
The Jedi guy drops down, and it takes off the robe, and it's a beautiful woman in like a bra and like a panties, pretty much.
What?
And she kicks all the birds' ass, and they fly away.
Cool.
Pretty badass. And she makes like a whistling noise with her bow staff. And like they all fly off.
Rad. That's all it took? Mm-hmm. Was the whistling noise?
And some ass kicking. She kicked ass first and then the whistling thing. Okay. She let him know, like, hey, if you want to keep fighting, I can, but I do have this whistle noise.
Yeah, she's like, come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. So she's like, the kids are all like, thank you. And then she grabs one of them and pushes him down. She's like, don't thank me. Go back home. Leave now before it's too late. And they're like, but our leader, Zordon, we have to save him. She goes, Zordon? You know him? And they're like, who are you? And she goes, Dorcia, the master warrior.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dorcia. What do you think of that name?
It reminds me of like dorsal fin.
Does. So she's like, what happened to Zordon? And then they tell her all about it. And she's like, not Ivan Ooze. That monster. We need to hurry. Follow me. She takes off.
It's a good thing ran into her.
Right, very good thing. So back on Earth at a festival, Ooze is dressed up as a magician. And he's selling his ooze to the world, right? Like to everybody. And he mentions how it's free. You take it home in boxes. You take it home in cases. Your parents try to stop you. Throw it at their faces. All right?
Doesn't sound good.
So she takes the Rangers to this ancient like ruins of a temple. And she points out to the jungle. She's like, there, the monolith. All your powers are in there. But no one has ever survived reaching it. And they're like, how can we? And she's like, I trust Zordon's faith in you.
But Zordon didn't send him. It was that android guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So why do they trust that android guy?
Alpha 5, yeah. Okay. He's like R2-D2. Do you trust R2-D2?
I don't know. Not in this situation.
Dude, R2-D2's clutch. I always trust R2. C-3PO bitches about everything. That's the gold one. But he's actually, no, he's not R2. He's C-3PO.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
not
I was thinking.
That's what he's way more
he talks.
Like. He talks. R2-D2 is just a dope ass. I like BB-8 too.
Is that the little round guy?
Yeah,
in the
he was
ones?
awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome. But he's basically R2-D2 2.0. Yeah.
He's just a round R2-D2. So she goes, also, we'll call upon the ancient animals. So there was a dad that we saw in the beginning of the movie, cut to, all right? And we see him, whose son was a big fan of Tommy, the White Ranger. Remember when I said that he landed in the bullseye? There was a bunch of kids carrying, and like one kid really loved him, and he was like, what's up? And the kid's like, oh, Daddy, talk to me. And the dad's like, I know, son. He like, is all excited. And the dad touches the ooze. It electrocutes him because his son like got some at the carnival. Mm-hmm. And he like turns into a zombie and he starts walking down the street. And you see all these parents walking down the street, right? Mm-hmm. They're all zombies. Cut to on the news, Zordon watches and Alpha watches as all these parents apparently have gone missing. Mm. And you see a commercial and Ivan's giving away his ooze on TV. And they're like, "Oh no!"
How did he get that commercial spot?
Dude, I don't know how he got it, but he has everyone. He has everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be easy. Everybody brainwashed or whatever. Mm. So the lady tells them that buried deep in all of us. Cut back to the Zordon lady, Dorcia. Dorcia, excuse me. There's an animal spirit waiting to be released. Close your eyes. And she blows dust out into the fire. And then a bunch of magic happens. And then cut to they all have dope-ass ninja gear on. Matching their colors, of course.
Of course.
I like how she's like, well, I don't have to ask. You wear yellow. You guys all have all your colors on always.
Yeah, I can tell.
So, Aisha, you are the bear. Fierce and unstoppable. Aisha's the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
Rocky, the Red Ranger. Rocky. R. Powerful and smart. You are the mighty ape. Which I always thought was probably the dopest one. Mm-hmm. The ape's pretty cool. Billy, the wolf. Cunning and swift. That's the Blue Ranger. And the agile Kimberly. Light as a feather. The crane.
What a boring
I know. I was like, oh, I'm a pussy. Wait, this thing is an ape?
Yeah, I'm just a crane?
So bear, ape, wolf, these awesome animals. Crane. And in the next one, Adam And then Adam's all sad. She's like, what's wrong, Adam? And he's looking at his thing. He's like, I'm a frog. He's the frog, the black one. Mm-hmm. And
it's better than a crane.
I know. And she goes, yes, a frog, like the one you kissed to get a prince. And she kisses him, and he smiles.
Oh, and that's all he needed?
Yeah, and it's like,
this woman's like 55.
Cool. Frog does have some cool powers, at least. It's like, all right, well, jump. I can do some cool things.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Tommy, the Falcon, the winged lord of the skies.
This is the White Ranger.
And you hear the hawk noise that you hear on Hawk Cobra Kai. Like that, you hear that.
He got a tattoo on his back also.
He should. She says to them, go get the power now, and anything will be possible. Anything you choose. And she tells him the strength is already inside you, but I must leave you here. And she turns into an owl and flies off.
Oh, that's her animal.
She's an owl.
Cool.
So the kid from the beginning comes home, notices his dad's gone. He's like, what the fuck? Ivan is at the construction site, and he's going off about how they're taking too long. He has all the parents there, zombied out, digging for his monsters.
I just feel like if he has this like all-powerful ooze,
dude, there's a way easier way to get your monsters.
You don't need all these human zombies
in factories and construction. Like I mean, like actual construction. Like people are like doing blueprint plans. And
also,
all that
they're monsters. Can't they resurrect? Can't you resurrect them? Can't they climb out? So complicated. I feel like I would make a better supervillain.
You're sassy as fuck.
I'm sassy as fuck.
You've been so mean to me since I shaved my head.
I have. It's been real fun.
I don't like that you said it with such enthusiasm.
It's super fun because sometimes I just pretend it's like this random guy I don't know, and I can be mean to him. But I have to kiss him afterwards to make up for it. I
have to ask for that.
He does. He's really sad.
She's a monster, yo. She's a monster. So, our boys is at the construction site. He's bored. He's like making people dance for him and shit and like all kinds of stuff, right? And then cut to, you see all the birds flying back.
The monkey birds.
And the monkey birds. And he's like, how did you fare, boys? And they brag about how they kicked a bunch of ass. And he's like, so they're all destroyed. And they go, well, we were about to, but what? This monster came out of nowhere. And she had these huge sticks. And the guy goes, did they make a whistling sound? And they're like, yeah. Darcia, that's the she-devil. If she leads them to the great power, I'll be ruined. And he snaps and all the birds blow up.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you have all that kind of power, bro. This should be an easier way for you to handle all this.
You don't have to dig for your monsters if you can just snap and things die.
Right? So he goes, no time to waste. I need my machines by sundown. The Rangers head into the jungle. Mm-hmm. All right? You see the little kid who was a fan of Tommy, looking for his dad. He sneaks on the construction site and he sees his dad. And he's like, Dad, come on, what's wrong with you? And the dad just keeps working. Huh. Dad! Which would fuck me up.
Oh, yeah, it would mess me up.
Forever. Even once we fixed everything. I'm like, Dad, I saw you like under a spell, bro.
Actually, I don't know if it would fuck me up. My dad did construction my whole life, so I might just think, oh, he's just really busy right now.
He's just ignoring me like always, Mike.
Jeez.
So right then he looks up and he sees the Ivan, right? And Ivan's doing a speech about how he's going to destroy Angel Grove, and then after Angel Grove, the universe, which I thought was pretty funny. Angel Grove, this one city, then the universe. Not Texas.
No.
That's I got to take care of Angel Grove just to get my feet warm.
Yeah.
And then I'll be ready for the universe.
Yeah. This is just a trial run.
It's just a trial run to make sure I still got it. So the Rangers, they come up on a graveyard. They go through the jungle and these dinosaur bones are everywhere, right? And then right then one of the tails come up and the dinosaur comes alive like the bones. And they're like, oh shit. And they're running and it chases them and they're like, help me. They're fucking screaming. And then finally Tom, like it's about to get Kimberly and Tommy jumps on it and he's like, yo, fossil head, I got a bone to pick with you. And he pulls out like the neck bone and the dinosaur like crashes down. Pretty good line.
It's a pretty strategic move.
Yeah. So cut back to the parents finish they find the big monsters, dig them out, and they're all constructed, right? They're huge. Ivan, I didn't notice this is what he said when I was a kid. Ivan says, all right, I'm sick of your ugly faces. You did your job. Now, go back to the construction site, get on the top floor, and leap to your doom.
What?
I know. And all the parents drop what they're doing and go leap to our doom, and they all start walking off.
And the kid's still there? Trying to get his dad?
Yeah.
What?
He's like, what the fuck?
That's really...
It's a huge mass suicide.
Yeah, and this is for kids. This movie.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not going to be upset about a bunch of parents dying.
They don't know about mass suicide yet. I didn't. They were right. I did not notice. I was just like, oh yeah, a bunch of parents are going to go kill themselves. That's normal. Yeah. It's Power Rangers. Like, what else would happen? Right? And then right then he's like, the kid's like, Dad, as the dad keeps walking. And then you see Ivan go, let the moment of truth, let the ooze flow. And you see all the ooze start flowing into their huge monsters. By the way, Sam, their monsters are just 2 huge metal ants.
That's what they were digging up?
Imagine if, the Transformer movies?
Yeah.
How the cars transform into robot. Imagine an ant transformed into a robot ant. That's what they look like.
Okay. And those couldn't dig themselves out of the...
Dude, I know.
I just feel like he wasted a lot of time.
So the Rangers, they get to the temple finally, and there's these dope designs on the wall, and Tommy's like, whoa, and he touches one, and then the figure, this big rock figure, comes out the wall and starts swinging at him, and it's kind of like, the Wiz? Kind of like that, like how they came out the wall?
Yeah.
Like that, and this big rock figure, and they're fighting them, and it's like 4 of them. They're strong as shit, and the Frog Ranger, like, tries to save one guy, and he misses, and then you see, like, another guy has to come save him and knock the boulder off the fucking rock thing off the mountain. It's like 1 down, 3 to go. And then 2 of them kill another one, and they kill another one. And then the White Ranger's like, 1 left. 8-ball, corner pocket. And he does, like, this nigga jumps, like, 30 feet, like, doing the kick, like, when he's kicking like this. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
When their feet are like that. And then he kicks it a bunch of times, and it flies and explodes. You saw it. Did you see it good?
I saw it.
So... right then an earthquake starts, and they're like, oh shit, what now? The doors open up to this monolith thing, and a little pyramid slides out with all their spirit animals on it.
I knew that was coming. They were coming.
And it lights up, and the animals like fly out of the rock like holograms, and then they fly into the chest. They're all their chess pieces. And then immediately they all get their suits back. We did it! We got the power! Hang on, Zordon! We're on the way! And then they fucking like do their like color beams all back into like Earth, right? And the owl watches them. It's just an owl though. And the owl speaks, but like it's just a voiceover. But I just think it's funny because it's just the camera's just on an owl, and it's like, "Good luck, Rangers. I'll be rooting for you." But it's just a fucking owl looking at the camera.
Does the owl's like beak move?
No, that's why it's just straight up. They were like, "Yo, we got more shots of this owl." Because you can tell they got a bunch of shots of it. Like, we can't waste. We got look at this shot. It's an owl.
We paid for the owl.
We paid for an hour and a half of the owl. We got all these shots.
We're gonna use the owl.
We're gonna fucking use it. That's the director arguing for sure. So back in the real world, the giant ant monsters are already destroying the city. All right, their Alpha and Zordon are just watching on TV, which is so funny because they're just like laid up like this, like, damn, this is bad.
They have a couch in there, like later.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck. And you see on TV, they're like, where are the Power Rangers? And then Ivan, as he's watching the city get destroyed, goes, inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
He does say it like that, too.
Says that?
I swear to God. Inconceivable. And this nigga's like, ha! And he drinks the cup. I know the movie. She does, too, sadly.
I've seen that one.
So, the Power Rangers come back, right? And they're like, oh shit, the city destroys. What the fuck? And they walk up and they see the fucking huge ants. And they're like, we got to get our new Zords. Let's use them. Right? And so they call all their words like ape, crane, falcon, bear, frog, wolf. And they look up and you see these big transformer machines falling from the sky.
Yes!
You're waiting on this.
I love this. This is what Power Rangers is about.
Yeah, dude. They morph into fucking robot animals.
And then the robots have to connect with each other.
Whoa, shit. Sam knows her stuff.
I've seen a few episodes.
So
you think they would have gone a different way with the movie?
Yeah, you'd have think. They only have 15 million, bro.
Stick with what you know, right?
15 million, you're like, yo, let's just make sure we get our nut.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be great. I bet that was said in the meeting. Guys, it doesn't have to be great. Just get our money back. So the parents are still walking like zombies, leap to our doom, right? We see all the teenagers at this fair partying with Ooze, like all these teenagers.
Why teenagers?
Because they're all just there because there's no parents. Oh. The kid who's the good kid who wants his dad back, who's the only one for some reason.
Yeah, all these other kids are like, nah.
I don't give a fuck. He runs up and he's like, hey, our parents are all about to kill themselves. We got to go help. And everybody's like, what? He's like, I'm dead serious. Like, they're all about to jump off a construction site. And they're all like, oh, fuck, that's not good. I didn't want that.
No, I wanted them to be gone.
I just wanted to eat pizza.
Yeah, I didn't want them to stop paying for my livelihood.
Yeah, and be traumatized that my parents were a part of some cult, apparently. That's because that's what you would think. You wouldn't think. You would just be like, oh, I guess they were in some crazy fucking ooze cult.
Yeah, they were like, oh, if we jump off the top of this building, we'll all go to be in the space shuttle on the...
That's what,
oh, yeah, there was a comet.
That happened.
There's a comet in this movie.
Yeah.
Yo, I would think that my parents were in a crazy cult.
You would fuck you up for life.
That would fuck me up for life. And I'm like, how did I not know they were in a cult?
Yeah, that's like, what? They were so busy, it seemed like.
They seemed like so busy. We went to church every Sunday.
They came to all my games? Like, how the fuck where'd they find the time?
And they kept it from me all this time?
Jeez. So we went to church every Sunday. You're right. I saw my mom be in the choir. She had to go on Wednesdays. Like,
yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. All right.
She went to Bible study? It's so extra. She taught Sunday school. It's so much extra.
So much extra.
So we see our boy Tommy fly down in his Falcon. Right? You see all of them fighting, all the machines fighting. Tommy flies down in his Falcon. He's like, someone call an exterminator, rockets away. And his Falcon like goes like zzz, and like shoots a bunch of rockets and kills one, right? Mm-hmm. The frog machine like wraps his tongue around one and like electrocutes it. And like the girl's like, time to boogie with the bear, and they're all fighting. And you see the kids get on the monorail to head to where their parents are. Mm-hmm. So they're all on a monorail. Kim says she has a lock on the Ooze man and she's about to shoot him, but the Ooze man, like, Ivan uses his powers on her and she has to, like, she can't fight him, so she has to turbo jet away, you know?
Okay.
So he like, right then Ivan gets like frustrated. He's like, he's like, you know, pretty much, you gotta do something, you gotta do it yourself kind of line. And then he turns into Ooze and he flies down inside the monster that's still alive, and it grows like to a huge Ivan Ooze Godzilla.
Oh yeah, they always get bigger. The monster always
get bigger.
Gets really loud. Really big.
It's never because it's like these niggas was already huge ant transformer monsters the size of a building. Now these niggas are like the size of like Godzilla.
Yeah.
You know, it's just ridiculous. And so he smashes the monorail. Uh-huh. All right. The Power Rangers are like, we got a ninja. We got a, ninjas. Megazord power up now. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers starts playing. Falcon says, I gotta help with the monorail. You guys power up. I'll be back. So they turn into the big Megazord, right? You know, you've seen that, together, right? Where they join together and they're like a big metal, like a. They look like what's his name? Optimus Prime. No.
They do, but I never felt like that was really advantageous for them. Because you're just a big bulky thing. I feel like because you're multiple Power Rangers,
different animals.
Yeah, and you can come from different angles. You know, you can trip them up because there's multiple of you. But now you're just one big bulky thing. We know where you are. I never felt like that was the choice.
You know what that was all about? So they could sell you the pieces individually. You want to get the big Megazord, you got to buy all the pieces.
You got to buy all the pieces.
Fucking assholes.
Assholes.
So the graphics also are unreal. Mm-hmm. Unreal bad. These are some of the worst graphics of all time. $15 million. I'm like, where the fuck did it go? I honestly don't know where it went. Because they didn't go into the graphics.
They probably had to pay the kids because they all have to be able to do karate, right? So you're paying not just for no-name children actors. You're paying for children actors who have a skill set.
That can't be worth $15 million.
I mean, some of it went there.
Yeah.
And probably the rights, if it didn't...
The rights. That's probably where it came. Like, because I'm like, bro, it did not go into the graphics.
No.
Not the 90s. I'm not expecting great graphics, but it's like it could have been better than this.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not supposed to be better. It's Power Rangers. The graphics are always bad.
That's a good point.
It was definitely the rights.
It had to be. That's where the money's going. So, the kids are like, oh shit, on the monorail, the track's broken. We're going to die. And then you hear the hawk noise. Like and the Falcon flies down, and then it robots itself into like a monorail.
Yeah,
and then they go over them, and they're like, yeah, right. So Ivan's beating the shit out of the Megazord. Tommy comes back, and now it has a head. Because he was the head.
Yeah, because he's the leader.
He's the leader, and like his chair is like the big chair, like the Captain Kirk chair in the room. It's also funny because they all have like
they're all in the same room.
They're all in the same room now.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, but somebody had to come from the foot up this thing.
Is there like an elevator and all these things?
What I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? You know? So they now have wings too because they have the falcon wings.
Oh, of course.
So they fly away, right? Ivan can fly too. He takes off after him. You see the parents get to the big hole and they're about to dive in. And they go, hey, that's our parents. Stop him. The kid's like, you guys stop him. I got an idea. So all the kids run up and they like form a wall to stop the parents from killing themselves.
Oh my gosh.
And also everybody's like, come on, guys, push. But it should have been more like, Dad, please. Please.
Also, if my parent is a zombie, I'm worried that like, what if they push through me and now I'm falling off of the structure?
But I mean, they were all, because there was so many of them. It's strong. It's like a strong enough wall that they can't. Like the parents are walking like this.
Okay.
They're not like going hard.
They're not.
So
like,
even when they're pushing them, that's why it's easy to put because they're just constantly going forward.
Okay.
But you still would be like, Mike, Dad, Lisa, stop hitting them. It'd be fucking intense, bro.
Yeah.
So
I would be stoked to hit my parents though for the first time.
Punching them as hard as I can. Or maybe what you do, you might have, and I know this is fucked up, you might have to break their legs.
Oh, I don't want to break my parents' legs.
That or they kill themselves. What is it, Sam?
What?
What is it?
Can't I just tie them up?
At least they wouldn't feel the pain. They're in fucking zombie mode.
That's true. They wouldn't feel the pain, but I think they would feel the pain when they woke up.
Not if I get them in the hospital and get them like out first.
Okay. What if something bad happens? Like they get like infected because I broke their legs and the bone punctures.
Oh, like Alex Smith.
Like Alex Smith. And then they're going to lose their whole leg maybe.
Well, guess what?
And never play football again.
Well, guess what? They come back from it and start for the Washington football team and take them to the playoffs. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's you want to think what happens? They fucking come play for the Washington football team. Bitch.
Okay.
Woman. You don't have a penis.
That is also accurate.
Take that. You like that, fellas? I did that for the boys. So, cut to, they're fighting the fucking Ivan Ooze in the space, right? The kid who said, you guys hold him, I'll come back.
Yeah.
He comes back with like a fire hose and like sprays it, and like that's able to keep all the parents back. But it's also like, Jesus, the pain.
Yeah, the pain.
You right? So right then, you see they cut to the bad guys that were putting the snow globe. Remember those two guys? Mm-hmm. They're watching, and even they're cheering on the go Power Rangers.
Oh, because they don't want to deal with the Ivan
this guy
anymore.
sucks. I'm in a snow globe.
Yeah, I want to be the big bad guy.
Yeah, this is torture. So Ivan and the Rangers fight out in space, and then but one of the Rangers goes, "Hey, we can use the comet."
The comet always comes into play.
Come on, dog. Do you think this writing wasn't going to circle back around? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I thought they were going to forget about it, honestly.
Like you did?
No, I didn't. I brought up the comet earlier.
You did bring up the comet. You're right. So Ivan and the Rangers are fighting, right? And they're like, all right, we got him in the right spot. We just need to break away. And they're like holding on to each other. Like, we can't break. And I swear to God, I don't know why I never noticed this, but this is crazy. So the comet's coming. Mm-hmm. They have him in their way, but Ivan won't let go. So they're holding on like this.
Yeah.
Right, face to face. Aisha says, desperate times call for desperate measures. She hits a don't break unless
in case
an
of emergency.
Case of emergency kind of glass. Hits the button. All that happens is the Megazord knees Ivan in the nuts. And Ivan goes, oh! And then the comet hits him and he dies. He explodes.
No.
I swear to God. Yeah. I swear to, because also the other people are like when Aisha's like, yo, we got to break free. She's like, desperate time. And they're like, Aisha, don't.
Why wouldn't you want to kick him in the balls?
Yo, that's all it does is it throws a knee. Wait a minute. So you're telling me, like, Aisha, why wouldn't you just say, hey, Tommy, throw the knee?
Yeah, why is this
Who's controlling the knee?
Why is this under glass?
Yeah.
Also, because they're kids, they shouldn't know that they're kicking them in the balls? Or also, honestly, this is my theory. As children, they should know that they should be able to kick someone in the balls.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a break in case of emergency glass situation. Yeah. That should be, if you feel weird, kick them in the dick and run.
Yeah, that should be something that we teach all of our children.
Interesting, right?
I mean, I learned that from Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
That's a good fucking movie. So the spell comes, he dies. The spell comes off all the parents. Mm-hmm. The kid hugs his dad. He's like, I love you, son. I love you, Dad. Mm-hmm. The Rangers get back to Zordon. And Alpha's like, you made it, Rangers, but you're too late.
No.
And they're like, what? And they all start crying. And they're like, this can't be happening. And they all stand over this terminally ill man. It's clearly very terminally.
But he was sitting on the couch watching the TV earlier.
He was laying down. He was laying down in his glass bed, just like. But they were watching the TV, so it's just funny that they're just watching the TV.
Okay.
And then they all stand over, and then Tommy goes, "Remember what we learned? To those who possess great power, all things are possible." And they surround him, and they touch hands, and they use the power from their spirit animals, and then it fixes the whole command center, which is like, all right. So you're telling me not only this power can revive a person, it can clean up a mess? And like wire things back together.
I feel like that seems valid. After everything that you've told me so far, that doesn't surprise me.
That's true. Everything comes back. It all goes in Zordon, and then Zordon comes back on like some Jon Snow shit. He's like, go! Like, I swear to God, he does that too. It's like, whoa, bro.
You weren't even dead yet.
Like, he does the. Then he goes back into a TV monitor, being a big old face. He's not a human anymore.
Does he get like swooshed into it?
Like it all, yeah. Like you just like he kind of like goes back into like back into it. But he's just a big face on a TV monitor.
Okay. How can you die as a human but
don't know
live as a TV monitor?
Live as a monitor. Zordon. Pick your powers, bro.
They should make an origin story on Zordon. Like that should be a movie.
They're all like, he's alive. I'm sure it is. I'm sure I could go back to Zordon, like one of the TV shows, because there's been so many episodes of the show.
That's true.
I bet they go back on Zordon at some point in the show. And they're like, he's alive. And the Rangers are all smiling. Cut to the Rangers at this big celebration, at this big festival. They're sitting and they're eating. The kid who saved the day comes up and he thanks them. And they're like, hey, you're a hero too, kid. We heard about what you did. And he's like, thanks, Tommy. Right? Fireworks happen. They all stand up. And in lights, it says, thank you, Power Rangers.
Nice.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Credits roll. Post credits. What is this? Avengers?
What?
The two bad guys come out of the snow globe.
Oh, the guy. Oh, not the kid bad guys. The actual bad guys.
Yeah, out of the snow globe. So they set up the next one.
Oh, cool.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I'm bummed they didn't use those weird kids with the leather jackets more.
They did in like two other scenes. So like.
Were they like the comic relief? They were always the comic relief in the show.
The other two scenes they were in that I didn't mention, when at the construction site when the bladers roll through, you see the two bad guys. I mean, those two guys, they land. Their parachutes land in the construction site. Mm-hmm. Also, at the end of the movie, when they're all at the celebration and the kids are thanking each other for saving the day, they're at another table saying how they saved the day. So when the lights say Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they're like, what? And that's the only scene. Literally, that's the only time that they're in the movie.
Wow. What a movie.
You liked it?
No.
What? Why didn't you like it?
I mean, it's not something that I'm looking forward to watching for real.
Man, you know what? Now you have to watch it.
No.
Because you missed the whole point.
Because you keep acting like,
it's awesome.
Like this is awesome, and this isn't what the show was like. And every episode of Power Rangers was that show, just a condensed 30-minute version.
Wow, they said that the reason it got such bad reviews is because it was just the show, but longer.
Yeah. I was like, well, you're describing to me everything. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this every time I ever watch Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Come on, Sam. Fight. Fight. Later, Beans. We're out. Rangers. Out. Bitches.